Hi-oh. Sorry, that wasn't the one time, but you know.
Hello and welcome back. This is another episode of your favorite movie podcast known as Creed Got Robbed. I'm your host, Mike, and
You goddamn right it did.
Yes, it's a very good point, special guest Josh, because that's the one thing that we must never forget here at Creed Got Robbed, is that Creed got robbed. Total crime that we must never forget.
God.
The fact.
I'm not one to
That Creed was robbed.
I'm not one to threaten litigation, but
Hypothetically, one could. We're one to sue the Academy of Arts and Sciences in regards to whether or not
Can I
film.
just say really quick though, little digression. I'm on Facebook. It just like I was on, had Chrome open because I was doing stuff, getting ready for this.
As one
and
does.
There's a video on my feed right now of Link and Ganondorf fighting, from The Legend of Zelda.
Things happen.
They're both like lactating and shooting each other with their milk out of their nipples in the final battle, and I'm very disturbed.
Can I edit this out? Do I
No.
have to get in my podcast technically? No, I can make a. You see, I can
true,
call
but,
these
like-
shots. I mean, oh jeez.
Don't deny the people of this awkward moment.
I just might though. We'll see
Oh,
what.
and now they've
No,
filled.
okay,
Now they have filled glasses of milk with each other's, and they drank it, and now they're
it's riveting. It's
like,
riveting
talking to each other
content.
really
not
close.
not only just like watching you do something, but watching you describe something that I can't even see right now. So it's like being twice removed. It's just like it's now how. Just imagine how boring this is for me, and then times it by like 1,000. That's how boring it is for like the three people.
This is
listening to
quality. This is quality movie podcast material. Is just describing a short film on Facebook to your audience. I mean, that's some hashtag
We'll just do a
content
Newgrounds
right there.
podcast just to get it out of your system, and then that's
Yeah,
actually not bad.
yeah.
See, maybe this did have a purpose of accidentally previewing our Newgrounds podcast,
For
where
those
we
not
dig out
watching the
old
video feed,
Newgrounds
I just
videos and find
victoriously threw my
our
hands up
favorite
in the
bits
air.
of bad Flash animation that got us through high school, and we'll go from there. But here at Creed Got Robbed, we have a very important mission, and I like to keep it simple. I think simplicity is very effective.
Kiss. Keep it simple.
And
stupid.
when people listen to a podcast called Creed Got Robbed, I don't want them to have to unpack a lot else there, because that's the mission. But there's another key kind of fact, or I guess concept, that I think relevant to the Creed Got Robbed cinematic universe here. Okay. Just to get a full understanding of the characters before our team up podcast episode, I think we need to establish another, a 3-word fundamental law of Creed Got Robbed. Number 1, Creed got robbed. And number 2, Josh hates
trailers.
And,
I cannot begin to describe to you how much I hate trailers. I will try in a few words. Basically, I think they're terrible garbage.
that's not very descriptive.
They do disservice. They do disservice to movies. They leave nothing left for the imagination. They show you basically all of the movie beats, and they make me want to see movies less more often than not, because most of the time they completely spoil my experience, because I just sit there and the entire time going, when is that thing I remember from the trailer going to fit in? Or when are they going to introduce that character that you're not supposed to know about, but you know about because of the trailer? And I sit there thinking about that rather than enjoying the movie, and it ruins my time, and I fucking hate them so much. God damn it.
And see, this is
And the
a
fact
this
that-
is a particularly sensitive topic, and I think a reason why we kind of break glass in case Josh watched trailer podcast glass that I have in my house, because today is we were recording this on the 10th of April, year of our Lord
10th of April.
2017, and Josh decided to watch a trailer for the new Marvel Studios film Thor Ragnarok, slated for release this November. And I watched this trailer this morning, and being a normal cinema goer, I was like, oh, I'm kind of intrigued by what's going on here. I'm super down for this. I love the direction that they're going with this. I think they're picking up on a lot of the beats that worked in the Thor movies while leaving behind what didn't. I like the color and energy and personality it has. I'm super down. Also, sidebar, I don't think any other trailer can use the Immigrant Song ever again. Because it's like the Immigrant Song is about Norse mythology. It's like, okay, we'll put it in like a Thor movie with like crazy Norse stuff happening. It's like it's done. Like it's just gonna look like when Suicide Squad 2 uses the Immigrant Song in a trailer, it's just gonna be you see exactly. It's done.
You know they're going to. Somebody there at DC
Book it.
Like it was in a meeting today and like looked at their friends and was like, "Nah, guys, we got to steal
Jeff
that
Johns,
shit.
Get that shit down now.
Get that deal done."
That's
Somebody call Led Zeppelin.
Are they all dead? Not yet. We better find out. Get our top men on it. Steal their music.
So, call John Paul Jones. He's hurting for cash. He's a lot easier.
Okay. Well, so that was kind of my reaction to this trailer. You know, like as you know, people normally watch trailers, but you know, it was very striking news to me to hear that this has been a pretty serious kind of. You're pretty good about holding yourself to this. Like, before...
I don't know what happened. I think I was fooled by the fact that they called it... First off, I don't think we mentioned this, and Mike's kind of glossing over this. They called it a teaser trailer.
Oh?
When I think of a teaser trailer, I think of a 5 to, like, at max, 30-second clip that is, like, a handful of shots. Not, I'll get into a second. It's a very short snippet, kind of give you a little sense of like maybe the tone and some of the art of the film, like what the artistic direction's gonna be, and then it's like flash to the title, and you're like,
you're thinking like Alien, like
a
Alien
teaser
1979 teaser trailer, like that. If for a good example of what Josh,
most things that call themselves teaser trailers,
for a good example of what Josh is thinking of as a teaser, go look up the teaser for like the original Alien movie, and it's exactly what you described. Like it's really kind of like very mysterious. You get a weird vibe from it, and I think the last shot in it is just like the shot of like the iconic egg, and then that's it. It's like just over a minute long, and I think that's what you were kind of expecting. With this teaser.
So I should have known that I should have hit the abort button when I saw the 1 minute 53 timestamp, because right off the bat, that's not a teaser. That's like an almost extended trailer in my book, but whatever. I'm just going to give you my short snippet of my opinion of this trailer, and then we'll get into a little more detail. Save for Immigrant Song. Fuck that trailer.
Wow.
Seriously. Fuck that trailer in its face to the moon and to like Asgard and back. Yeah.
But
yeah, I went multi-dimensional with that shit.
The Bifrost. How could it, across all 9 realms from Midgard and back? My word. Mm-hmm. That is that's quite is it just because you just did not enjoy the content and future promise of what this trailer hinted towards?
No.
Are you just mad?
The problem was that I liked it too much. The fact that I saw that and said, man, this looks like a real good movie. Too bad I just saw all of it and pretty much had everything that could have been awesome in this movie spoiled for me in this minute and 53 seconds.
And see, I think counterpoint. I'm going to counterpoint you. So, while there are a couple of story beats in this that are shown in this teaser trailer, I don't want to. We don't have to go into it too deep, but like, I guess, and some of them I have, and there are some things that I was like, oh, that would have been, that would have been pretty cool to kind of, hold that one back for the movie. But like,
No. I'm going to cut you off there for a second, and I'm going to. I think we should say that this is not at this point. If you don't want to watch a trailer because you're like me and you're correct, you should stop listening, because I think we need to get a little more specific, because there's one particular story beat, and I think it's the one you're hinting at, that they absolutely should not have put in this, and the fact that they did is
you are,
so
oh my
frustrating
goodness,
to
you
me.
are flustered. My word.
So if you don't want to know, stop now, because I'm going to talk about it in 3, 2, 1. The destruction of Mjolnir should not have been in that trailer. That was absolutely so frustrating to sit there and go, oh, so that could have been a really big oh shit movie moment in the theaters. I can imagine, knowing comic book fans, and everybody be like, oh my god, what the fuck? And now it's like, yeah, I saw that
like,
already.
I get
That's
it.
Cool.
I get that. I'm going to imagine that. I don't think we saw a lot of like, I think that definitely looks like a first act kind of event to me, which is, I'm okay with kind of having hints like that. I think it's, I kind of see it as like like, this is serious. Like, I mean, obviously, it's like
her just catching it would have been, fine. Even that I'm a little suspect on, but like, had they just shown her grabbing it and then moved on from that shot, cool. But the fact that they went and showed like the destruction, it's like, god damn it. Why would you take every cool potential
by Odin's beard? I'm
nerve-wracking-
furious of this.
I mean, kinda.
Yeah, I kind of
Like-
see that. I do kind of I think for me it definitely worked as like a really very, I mean, it definitely, that's a good point, Josh. I think for me it's
like all the drama and the tension of that moment has been taken away because we all already saw it on our own out of the theater, and it's gonna have less of an impact. I know in the movie you're gonna get drawn in, yada yada, but like it's still not gonna be the same, because you already have that knowledge and you've prepared it in a certain way, so you're not gonna have that like.
But I also think
moment.
a film is more enjoyable than just like the Wikipedia article about the plot points. I think that there's something to be said for the journey, and just, I mean, and just having that the full experience that I think is being a little undersold here. I mean, certainly, I honestly, like, a lot of this, I mean, I kind of figured something happened to the Hammer, because it was absent. I think it was noticeably absent from a lot of the other kind of like the Entertainment Weekly covers and things like that have been floating around for this movie, that I had my suspicions that something happened, and kind of knowing like what kind of storylines they were going with, like some of the other kind of hints in the trailer with like, it's for me, it's just like, I guess I'm not so mad at this. Like, there are definitely some things that like, I'm surprised that they showed that in like the first teaser, but some of those plots, like some of the, like, I already knew that Hulk was going to be in this movie, just because there's been like articles for months now about how they're like adapting Planet Hulk and how Mark Ruffalo has been cast in this film, and not just like as a cameo, but as a major role. And I guess like, it's kind of, I guess as someone who kind of is subscribed to the movie subreddits and follows the movie Twitters and sees notes like that, like, I guess for me to turn around and like, and be annoyed by like something I saw in a teaser, it would be a little like contradictory of me for someone who actively seeks out that information or does not take steps to prevent that information from, like entering into my headspace. And there's actually, we were talking about this when we decided to hashtag save it for the pod earlier, about how I think Josh, like in Josh's perfect world of movies, so in a world, the year is 20XX, there are no trailers. People don't even it's very hard to even find the movie theater. But if perchance you end up at the movie theater, you just see times. All the posters are blank, and it just says, and you look up at the box office, and it says, action movie, comedy movie,
Oscar bait.
horror movie. And can you get like
Kid flick.
can you get
Sorry,
and then
Pixar
see
movie.
then you buy the film. Then you buy your ticket. I would like to see action film 2, please. And then you go in, and it might be like Mission Impossible, or that's it. That's Josh's perfect world, and it's
I mean, I like to go in as blind
like
as possible.
I can just
so yeah,
I can
that'd
just
be
see
all
the
right.
tears of joy, just like they're forming. It's
We need to stop talking about this world because I'm going to get really upset that it doesn't actually exist.
because the films only get made when people go to see them, and
And
advertisements
here,
help
here's the
people
thing:
see
is
them.
I am fully aware that people are stupid, and that the data shows that the more you show in the trailer, actually it convinces more people to go. That doesn't mean that I don't think that those people are dumb, and that the fact that we are showing more in trailers is obnoxious, and I hate it, and it personally spoils my movie-going experience. And the less I know about a film, or really any media going into it, the
And certainly,
better.
like, and there's definitely like as far as like trailers that I become actively annoyed by with how I saw, like, based on what I saw. I don't think I'd want to go much more beyond this, because honestly, I was pretty familiar, with what a Marvel Studios movie is generally going to be at this point, like, except for some of the finer plots. But like, I wouldn't want to see much more specifics beyond what I saw. Like, so because right now the big thing that I think you're talking about is like, because you have the teaser trailer, which is which comes up, but then they start
2
then
minutes
they start.
long.
It's not just the teaser trailer. It's when they start cranking out like the TV ads, like the ones that go up and really wind out like into commercials and come up closer as to the film releases. Those are the ones that are like really bad. Like a couple of like a couple of
I'll leave a room.
yeah, like a couple of weeks ago, there was a Spider-Man trailer for the Spider-Man Homecoming, and I looked at the runtime, and it was like almost 3 minutes, and I was like, "Whoa!" And I checked the comments, and almost everyone was like, "Wow, I totally wish I didn't see that trailer." And I was like, you know what? I've already seen that teaser trailer, which is I pretty much identical in kind of length and content to this Thor trailer. And I was like, I think I'm good. Like, I know what's in that movie. Like, I get it. And I'm as someone who's like, oh God, I hope they didn't.
Here's the only teaser trailer I need for Spider-Man. Is Spider-Man just like laying out with the whatever that fucking the Hudson and Manhattan in view, and like, cool.
Just
yep.
That was
good
you
to
just
go.
like it. It sounds like you just need posters. You just need a good poster. Because
Pretty much.
I mean, that Spider-Man poster. That's a good poster. That's a nice poster. Do you see that guard? You see that
It
Guardians
tells me all
Volume
I
2
need to
poster?
know.
That's a really nice poster. Did you know it had a bad poster?
Yeah.
Batman vs Superman. Bad posters. Also, really bad trailers, because I was like, that was one of the times where people I've seen it. I was like, people are like, oh, this trailer's really spoilery, and I was like, no, I don't think so. That was one time where I think that's legitimately the entire film. Like, not only does it show it's like this is the first act of the 30 seconds of this trailer, then it's like it literally shows you exactly it completely invalidates the central conflict of that movie with like the final 10 seconds of that trailer. Like, it just completely it means it completely because it's called Batman versus Superman, and then they show you the third act CGI monster.
Hey, this whole first part of the film, just throw it away.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
And
Doesn't
it's
matter.
I mean, I think some of the early plot points of Thor got shown, but I don't feel like they've completely undermined the final like big payoff of this film. And I think Marvel's really good about keeping.
I mean, it's the only thing they haven't undermined, but it's,
Okay.
the first 2/3 of the
Okay,
movie
yeah,
they've
well,
ruined.
all right, okay. But I think Marvel's
But I will
generally
say
been
the-
like pretty good about
the
Sorry, go ahead.
Batman Superman trailer saved me from spending money on that movie because I was actually kind of interested in it. And then I saw that trailer and I was like, oh, yeah, no, I'm not going to go see that.
Yeah, don't see that movie.
Because I just did.
Man.
For free.
No, seriously. Like, it was like, oh, man. I still, just, brief sidebar. I still think it's hilarious. Like, because Superman, obviously dies at the end of the movie, but he's not really dead because who cares? Because Zach's, God, that movie. But there was a woman in our theater who's just bawling. It's the only like BAWLING, like just, and then like in the third act, they're at Clark Kent's funeral because he also died too, but he's not Superman, but he also is dead. He looks a lot like Superman, not Superman.
Everybody
though.
dies.
But Ma Kent goes up to Amy Adams' character Lois Lane's like, he had it shipped here, and then like Lois Lane pulls it up, empties this envelope, and it's a wedding ring, and this woman is just like, no. It's like, oh my God, can I leave already? Okay, anyway, I'll stop dunking on that movie. I think you make a fair point about trailers. It's especially in this kind of, I don't want to say oversaturated, but it's really easy to like it's really easy to pick up a lot of those details about what goes into like a movie and what we live in an age where people fly drones over Game of Thrones sets trying to figure out like what's going on, because even just the casting of your movie is basically a spoiler at this point.
And I do try to avoid that stuff. Like, I did not know Mark Ruffalo had been cast for this Thor movie. So when I saw him, I was like, damn it. That'd have been cool to not know.
And I think my wife made this point earlier today because she's like, I think it did show a couple of kind of, points that I wasn't aware of. But she had mentioned this also has me asking a lot of other questions. And I think even though the trailer did show probably a little bit more than you're usually comfortable with, and I think to the point where I feel like you've relapsed and have fallen off the wagon, and we'll get you back on there one day at a time. I do hope that it left you with like further questions about, well, what does this mean? Like, what's going on here? Like, because I think for me, that's what a good trailer does is, I mean, it is weird that there's kind of an art to it. I mean, as like, it's an advertisement. Like, it's kind of interesting that like, because I've seen movies where it's like that I've watched, if only the movie was as good as the trailer. And it's kind of interesting how much we like think about it. Like I don't know. So I guess I know we wanted to keep this one kind of short. So I do hope it left you with some questions at the very least, my friend.
Yeah, I pretty much just have one, like maybe two to three questions, and that's about it.
Well,
mostly I'm just like, damn it. I still want to see the movie, but I'm just like,
meh.
I'm going to be thinking constantly of when am I going to see this shot, and that's going to take me out of the experience.
Sidebar. So if you watch a trailer and then go see the movie, and there is something. How much does it bother you if there was something in the trailer that was not in the movie?
I was thinking about this. It makes me beyond angry because I get very disappointed.
Where did it go?
Why
did it get cut? I thought that was a good read. Why would they do that?
And I'm thinking like, I spent all this time thinking about how is this going to fit into the next shot, because obviously that's when it's going to come in constantly, and then it doesn't. I'm like, motherfucker. Happened really to me also in Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Sorry. Metal Gear Solid V, The Phantom Pain. There was something in one of the trailers that I accidentally saw, and it never happened in the game as far as I saw, and I was
never be game over.
What the fuck?
That's a really good trailer, though. Man.
Mm-mm. Also, I do apologize to everybody listening. I accidentally hit my boom arm. There might be a little...
Oh, well, now there's definitely that, so thanks a lot. Well, that's a pretty good trailer talk. Trailer talk. You know, I do think I think there's some good jokes we haven't seen in there, and just do what I do. Just like watch the trailer for a couple of days, and then just don't watch anything. Just don't watch any other trailer about Thor or whatever. Just skip it. You're good, because really,
I'm definitely done.
Like I
think I definitely saw
like
more
the
than I
main
wanted
reason I watch trailers like is if it's like, I mean, if it's something like big, like a Marvel movie, or if it's something I've legitimately never heard of, I'm like, oh, what's going on here? But for like a Marvel movie, I have a pretty good idea what's going on, and especially it's like, because like with like Doctor Strange, I'm like, oh, I really like this character. I didn't fuck it up, like, and then I watch the trailer, I'm like, love it. I'm sold. It's mostly just to see like, am I like,
I never saw a trailer for Doctor Strange, and I very much enjoyed that film.
Like, my caution, it's like, can I go from, am I concerned about this movie, or am I like optimistic about this movie? It's like that kind of, that's what I like. That's mostly what I like to watch trailers for. I'm like, oh, please be entertaining. Please tell me that they are on the right track. And that's mostly what I use trailers for. I watch it once or a couple times, and then just try and forget it. And that's Mike's guide to watching trailers. And it leads, you deal with spoilers every now and then, but it leads to less crushing disappointment, like our poor friend Josh is having. But it really
tragic.
is. It's a real bummer. I hate to see you so down like this. So, is there anything you would else like to talk about here tonight, Josh?
No, I think that about wraps it up for me. Fuck trailers and everything they stand for these days. How dare you call your trailer a teaser with it being 2 minutes long? That's a fucking trailer, you assholes. Stop showing every good thing about your movie in the trailer. Let us have some fucking surprises. Yeah, those are my.
I might give you an air horn or two for that. We'll see what the editing team puts together for that. So let's just call it there. Hey, this is another. Thanks for joining me on another episode of Creed Got Robbed, which it did. You can find us on our usual place on Unscripted Gaming feed and such for now. And that'll do it. Josh, thanks again for joining me.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me, Mike.
No problem, Josh. And don't forget, Creed got robbed.
Goddamn right.